Well, a rapidly growing art community that represents over 100 artists and dozens of galleries, Silver City is known as one of the 100 best art towns in America and is also one of the first New Mexico towns to be designated as an arts and cultural district. It is a beautiful destination. Nancy and I love Silver City. It's easy to get to. It's right between El Paso and Tucson, and it's all part of the Gila Wilderness.
Yeah, that rock.
It's a destination if you're going on the Continental Divide, if you're taking that trail, if you're going to the Gila Cliff Dwellings, the Gila National Forest, or the Gila Wilderness area. And it's just a beautiful historic downtown. And then there's some smaller communities all surrounding the area making up what is Grant County. Very excited today on Big Blend Radio. We're chatting with Silver City artists Paula Manning Lewis and Diane Kleiss. They're joining us to talk a little bit about their art, but also to tell us more about the upcoming Silver City Arts Association's Red Dot Artist Studio Tour, and that happens this spring, May 3rd through 5th, 2019. I encourage you to go to the website at silvercityart.com. Not only can you see all the different artists that they represent in the association and the studios, but you also get a little bit of an overview of what Silver City is. And Nancy, you and I have been there in May. It's a beautiful time of year.
It's so pretty.
It is awesome. And what's great about these kinds of events is that you get to drive around and see the region as well. So welcome back, Paula. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me again.
Hey, looking forward to this. I know you were on the show last time with artist Victoria Chick, who's a resident art expert here, and she teaches about art history all the time. And so it's good to have you back. And I also want to welcome Diane. Diane, this is the first time you've been on a show with us, huh?
Yes, it is. Thank you. Yeah, and then we're very appreciative of all of you, and that we can promote our art events here in Silver City. It's a great
wonderful. Well, thanks for joining us. And are you Madam President of the Art Association?
Yes, I'm afraid I raised my hand. I don't know if at the right time or the wrong time, but yes, this is my second year. I've actually only lived here for going on 6 years. I was in Tucson for 20 years and was with art groups down there. So it was just kind of a nice slide in here to be connected with this huge, fabulous art city in Silver City. So, it's been quite a fun ride here for the last 5 years.
That's wonderful, and it's interesting too, because Paula, you're pretty new as a resident to Silver City area as well.
Yes, I am. I just moved here. Actually, April 7th will be a year that we've been here.
Wow.
And we live we actually live outside of Silver City. We're in the Mimbres Valley, which is on the road up to the Cliff Dwellings.
Nice. That's a beautiful area. And you got all those rock formations and hoodoos and
they have elk.
You have elk and it's just such a beautiful region. I want everyone to know your website. So everyone, if you go to paulamanningLewis.com, you can look at Paula's work, and she does some really cool stuff with guitars, and that's interesting. Doesn't that connect to your husband's work too? Is that what got you into painting guitars?
It does, actually. He had an old guitar that he was going to throw away once, and I said, why don't you keep that and I'll paint on it. And I've been painting on guitars and all kinds of instruments and records and things ever since.
Musical instruments really are beautiful. They really are. They're shaping, and I mean, I can totally understand why you'd want to paint on them.
Guitars are very feminine too.
I just think they lend themselves to. Well, if you look at a guitar or a violin, or I don't want to go to the big stand-up bass. They look like women.
Well, yeah,
they have that hourglass shape. For sure.
That's right.
Definitely.
It's the perfect body.
Just drawing the line at the big bass.
I want to give out Diane's website too, everyone. It's DianeKleiss.com, Kleiss, DianeKleiss.com. And Diane, your work is so interesting too. You work beeswax.
Yes, yeah. And oil painter, ceramist, clay sculpting for years, and then in Tucson got introduced to beeswax, and it was like the medium I had been waiting for because I like texture. I like to build up the surface. And beeswax lets you do the possibilities are endless. I pour it, I carve with it, I carve into it. You can put photographs on it. It's just endless. And so I've just had a lot of fun with this beeswax. Plus, I'm very much an environmentalist. I was a farmer's daughter from Iowa, so becoming very aware of our lessening environment and how much we need to be aware of it. I tend to do a lot about the environment and using pods and seeds and branches from the environment to incorporate into my work. So, yeah, I'm having fun with it and enjoying it.
I love this. I'm on the website. Everyone, if you go to silvercityart.com and look at the artist studio section, I mean, you've got this bird with a big old beak, a nice little hat, and he sticks as part of his feathers, and he's got a berry, and he's got jewelry. This is cool.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I do a lot of just to try the beeswax mixture at first, just to get myself acquainted with it. I had a bunch of little 5x5 pieces of board, and so I started playing around with them and experimenting with it. Well, it ended up, I liked that little space, and so I have made at least 56, close to 60 of them now. And I tend to sell them quite easily because people are curious about the wax and they want a little something. So, I've sold most of those right now. And I just have fun with them. I can just try everything on them. So,
and so you've got the Cliffs studio, right? And so you're near Boston Hill. I remember Boston Hill. You're attached
right
to a
the
park.
Yeah. When I bought this place again, it was all about the environment. And I'm up at the top of Yankee Street, right where Line connects. It's a dead end up here. And I back up to Boston Hill. So it's all about the environment and my ravens. And, so it was a perfect spot for me. I just walked right down to the galleries and, that's what I wanted. So I was lucky.
Are you open to the public regularly, or do you open only for special events like the Red Dot Studio Tour?
I mostly for the Red Dot Studio Tour, but again, it has my phone number on all my advertising, and I have been in galleries downtown. I was in the Seed Boat for years since I moved here before Nan closed that, and now I'm in the Borderlands Gallery that just opened up here. So I do have my work out, in the public all the time. And I'm also in Santa Fe at the Encaustic Art Museum there. And I've been with them, affiliated with them for several years since they started out in Cerrillos and then moved to Santa Fe. So I show there all the time too.
Nice.
It's the only encaustic museum in the United States. So it's quite a big endeavor, and Doug and Adrien this has been their dream for years, and they got it going, and it's a fabulous place. So if you get a chance to get there, because they represent, I don't know how many artists over the United States and around the world that belong. And so if you want to find out about encaustic, this place has every type of way of doing and manipulating this wax as you can imagine. So, fun place to go.
Wow.
So for our listeners who may not be familiar with that term, what exactly is encaustic art?
Okay, it's just from the wax that the bees make in their hives, and it encaustic is a Greek word meaning to burn in, And it started with Greeks and the Romans way back, and they did it on their sarcophaguses and painted it with their paintings with this beeswax, and they colored it. And now when it's being discovered in these sand caves and huge tombs that they uncovered, these are still the same as when they made them, because beeswax never deteriorates. The water doesn't touch it, nothing. And so it's an amazing substance. And then, of course, Jasper Johns did his flags with beeswax. So it's been out there, in the art world for off and on, but it didn't get a really full-fledging all over until about 15 years ago or so, when a few people started using it, and then they started teaching it, and now we have an international art and caustic art organization, which I belong to, and then the Museum of Art in Santa Fe, which has a huge membership. So, yeah, it's out there all over.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're going to go to Santa Fe after we come through Silver City in May. So we'll have to go check that out.
We'll have to check it out.
Yeah, we'll have to do the articles, Silver City to Santa Fe, because it's two different art communities, and I think there's a lot of people going more towards, moving to a more of a smaller community, like Silver City.
Yeah.
Paula, I know that you used to be up in the Albuquerque area, right? So is kind of getting out more into the nature side for you the important thing of moving to Silver City?
Definitely. My husband and I do a lot of hiking and camping and backpacking and those kind of things. So the Gila is our favorite national park in the country. It's definitely our favorite place. And we've always wanted to live down here. We've lived, in other towns in New Mexico, the last being Albuquerque, and we were ready to get back to the country and live with nature and peace and quiet and, wild deer walking through our yard every day and that kind of thing. So we absolutely love it here.
So
and then, of course, the fact that...
Go ahead.
I was going to say also the fact that Silver City is such a cool little art town. That was one of the big draws for me, was the fact that we would be close to Silver City, because I think Silver City, it's not undiscovered. People know about it, but it's not quite as known as, say, Santa Fe or Taos.
Right.
People don't realize that there's another great little art town in New Mexico besides those two places. So,
and I think that's the thing with Silver City. It's not like a city. You don't feel like a city whatsoever, and it's just so charming, and it's so vibrant. It's one of the most colorful, most vibrant towns we've ever been to, and we've done a lot of travel on our Love Your Parks tour over the years, and it's just one of those communities. You're like, this is interesting. Fun. You have all the murals in the downtown. Are you going to do a mural, or have you done a mural, Paula, in the downtown in Silver City?
I haven't done one in Silver City yet. I still haven't gotten information about that. I know they have a mural program here, but I haven't really dove into that yet. I would love to do a mural in Silver City. I do plan on doing one on my studio out here. Since I talked to you last, I have moved my studio back to Mimbres. So I will be doing a mural on my studio outside, on the outside wall of my studio at some point.
Cool. Can
Probably
I come put a fingerprint in it? I want to go put a fingerprint in your
Sure.
I don't know. There's something about painting big, like doing a mural, that is just so freeing. It just seems so freeing to do. Just
I love painting
going
big.
for it. Yeah,
definitely.
That is so awesome.
It's like a dance.
So now, are you going to be open? Is your studio going to be open? Because I know you were doing some building or something. Is that going to be open for the Red Dot?
The studio will not be built by then. I have my studio in the house right now, and so for this year, for the studio tour, I will have the studio at inside my house. But I may have a preview of the studio to come for the studio tour. I'm not sure. That's just going to be a little tease.
Awesome.
So I'm not sure exactly where we're going to be by that point, but we shall see. We're hoping the weather will be nice. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Well, it's spring. May is such a beautiful time, and I remember like the Big Ditch area being so full of flowers and green and lush. And I know that even when we're talking now, you're getting a little snow. So, do you think this year, Diane, when you're looking out, do you think it's gonna be really one of those beautiful Mays for people coming out for the studio tour?
Absolutely. I
can already.
It's going to be a beautiful weekend. Yes, it usually is. I mean, the weather around the country this year is just like, we never know. But it usually by May. I mean, we have a beautiful weather here, and it's also going to be the tour of the Gila, which is that big bike race. And every year they change their weekends depending on the national tour. And when we heard about that, I thought, oh no, we can't have that tour. The Gila, the bike race is going when we're trying to do a studio tour. But one of our things we're doing in Silver City is trying to do cooperative events. We're trying to make a bigger weekend for our events to attract the tourists. So when they're done doing one thing, they can, engage in another one. And we did it last year doing the Red Dot Gallery weekend, which is always on Columbus Day weekend. And the Mimbres Regional Art Council, Kevin came to me and said, what do you think about having the Prince Festival at the same time as the gallery weekend? Well, at first we were very undecided, but after we got to talking, we said, let's try it. Let's see if we can build this so it's a win-win for everybody. And after we did the survey after the weekend, everybody thought, I think this worked great, and so we're going to do it again this weekend on Columbus Day weekend. And so I'm working with Jack Brenner of the Tour of the Gila bike race. He's the head of it. And we're going to do an exchange of when he has a chance to advertise the race, he's going to advertise our studio tour and vice versa. So that's what nice. I wanted to mention. And, and we should have all those different kinds of people in Silver City that usually don't do an art tour. And we're going to put our brochures in their packs that they hand out for their tour information. And so our brochure is going to be in that. And so we'll see. It's going to be something
that's
different.
A really good weekend. I mean, it's a weekend of tours, and the tour of the Gila is such it's a sanctioned cycling race. I mean, this is an amazing event that happens every year. So it's just one of those great events. And I think adding art to the mix is a good thing because, some families, somebody wants to go do the cycling side and the other side, hey, I want to go do this. So it gives people so many, different options. Not to mention that when you go to Silver City, there's such good food in the downtown. Oh, my gosh. So that's another thing. You get to tour and then pig out. There's food.
Right. That's important. And it is the 33rd year for the Gila tour. So it is a big event. And people around the United States are very aware of it. And we have one of the toughest courses in the United States. So all the Olympic trainers come here to train here in this race. So it's a big deal. Women and men. It's not just,
Yeah. So that's for everyone.
A win-win for everybody here, for the whole town. To have this.
The whole town does work together. I mean, that's something Nancy and I have experienced over the years in Silver City. It's a very welcoming, it's a fun town. And, sometimes our towns get too la-di-da, and then and art is supposed to be, you can be la-di-da, but then it should be open. It's an open, art is about opening your mind and opening your soul and learning new things and having that exploration. And I think Silver City as an art community is very welcoming. So, yeah, maybe, we didn't know anything about encaustic art and beeswax. So, we just learned something really cool from you. I didn't know about painting guitars, So all of this is something like, wow, and then I think that's good for people. I do want to touch base on the event itself. Number one, there's all kinds of art. I mean, from pottery to watercolors to beeswax and guitars, and everything is in there. It starts May 3rd. So Paula, isn't May 3rd where you have like a gala a gala that's going to be happening at Light Art Space Gallery?
Yes, that will be from 5 to 8 on Friday evening. It'll be kind of the kickoff gala for the studio tour. There will be artwork from each of the artists that are going to have their studios open, and then we'll also have the brochures there with the maps so that you can know where you're going to see the studios. We're also going to have we're calling it the basket auction, and there will be several pieces available for this auction, and what will happen is that each piece will have a basket in front of it, and you will buy a ticket. And it's not a raffle, it's an auction. So you'll buy a ticket, and you'll put your ticket into the basket of the piece that you want to buy. And then at the end of the night, and each ticket will be $1. And so at the end of the night, the tickets will be, we'll draw a ticket out of each basket, and whoever's tickets gets pulled out of that basket will have the chance to buy that piece. And each of these pieces will be specially priced at $49.95. So you're getting a really great deal on these pieces of art, and and that $49.95 will go directly to the artist. There will be no commission taken from those. But the $1 for the tickets, when you buy the tickets for the auction, that money will go for the Silver City Art Association for our general fund for helping for putting on these kind of things. Yeah, so that'll be fun.
I can see people are going to fight over it. Get off of my vase! It's mine.
Well, and that's the fun part about it. You get to put your tickets in, and then at the end, it's who gets to get the piece. Whose ticket is going to get picked. So that's the exciting part of the evening.
And I wanted to also touch on the fact that the tour itself is free, right? So if people want to come to town and go to that's free. How do you know how to get around town? I mean, because if it's me, I'm going to get lost. I don't care what anybody does to help me. I'm still going to get lost, and I'm very happy about that because then you find new things and you see things.
Right.
But how do you know where you're going?
Well, there will be a map for the studio tour that will guide. It'll have the numbers of everybody's studio, and then it'll have each studio will have a little blurb of directions on how to get there. And I believe, Diane, is the map also going to be at the visitor center?
Yeah, the brochures, you can pick them up, at the visitor center, any gallery, any hotels, motels. We're going to have them all over town. And, so the map is really, because every studio has a number, and the number is on the map, and then you see this whole map in the brochure. And if you've got a great GPS, just put that address in, and it'll get you there also. So it'll be easy. It's really easy to get around.
Yeah, it is.
Definitely.
And it's pretty. It's so beautiful. Ladies, this is so exciting. I'm so glad you could join us again on Big Blend Radio here. Everyone, again, the website is silvercityart.com. That's going to have all the information for you. And then also keep up with Paula and Diane. Again, Paula's website is paulamanningLewis.com, and that's Lewis, paulamanningLewis.com. And visit Diane's website, DianeKleiss.com, Kleiss, DianeKleiss.com. And we're going to close with some music here. And this time it's Aaron M. Lewis is the name, and that will be Paula's husband. You can go to his website, AaronMLewis.com. M is what's the middle name? We want the scandal. Come on, Paula.
M is for Michael.
Okay.
I knew it.
There it is.
Nancy
knew it. She gets 10 points.
I knew it.
But Awaken is a song. I was on his website today listening to his music, and it's fantastic. He's going to be playing at the gala, right, that opening night?
Yes, he is.
Okay, awesome. And the song "Awaken," from what I was reading, that's a big deal for him. This was a song that kind of propelled him to go full tilt boogie with his music.
Yes, it was.
Awesome.
It was the song that first inspired him to be a composer, and he left teaching at that point, and then he's actually now back to teaching again because he loves it so much.
Yeah, you end up, so long as you're still in music, right? And he's done a lot of scores for different projects. So everyone, here it is, Awaken. Thank you so much for joining us, Diane. It's been a true pleasure meeting you. We look forward to meeting you in person when we get to Silver City.
Yes, absolutely. Don't you make sure to look me up, and thank you guys. I really appreciate it. This was fun.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thanks again, Paula. You take care and have fun at the studio.
All right.
And we'll see you when we get there. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Thanks.
Okay.
You take care.
Bye-bye.
Here it is, everyone. Awaken.
Yep. Okay.